Hi there, my name is Siam, known as the Realistic Trader, and one of my missions is to spread financial education as far and wide as possible, because if all of us adults are financially sound or have at least the knowledge, we can then pass it down to our kids.
And it's time for someone to be frank with you, because the mainstream media certainly won't. Simply put, the global economy is in tatters. The government and banks like to fool you into thinking that a rising stock market propped up by stimulus equals a healthy economy, but it isn't. It's like saying a rising energy level caused by sugar equals a healthy body, but it isn't. Unemployment is through the roof, growth is through the floor, debt is soaring, debt delinquencies are rocketing, businesses are going bust like never before. All these government grants, loans and incentives won't help, as it's the equivalent of giving us a dose of morphine to alleviate the pain from a lethal injury. Basically, the industrial machine has grinded to a halt, and future spending by the public is unlikely to resume to previous levels. Put it this way, the 1929 Great Depression took 3 years to hit 25% US unemployment, and the stock market crashed by 87% during that time. Earlier this year, the US hit 25% unemployment in 3 weeks, and the inevitable L-shaped recovery is yet to hit us. So what can us normal folk do? On my YouTube channel, I've put out an immense amount of information which will help with investing, economics, business, etc., which I hope will help some. But as always, during times of great greed or fear, scams and Ponzi schemes rear their ugly heads. All of which I cover in detail in this video here, which will give you a great BS detector. But today I want to talk about trading. Now, when it comes to trading, ignoring Wall Street and the bankers, there are 4 types of people. Group 1, the successful traders. This is a tiny section of the population. Group 2, the struggling traders. This is pretty much everyone that trades or is starting out. Group 3, the meh, I don't know, never looked at it, seems dodgy and a bit like gambling group. This is by far the majority of people. Genuine people who are open-minded and hesitant to pass judgment without looking at the stats and facts. Group 4, the uninformed ignorance. These are basically the opposites to the previous group. Negative, closed-minded and entrenched in their unfounded opinions. Granted, some may have been scammed or hurt in the past, but haven't we all? But there are bad people in all walks of life, and it's a bit like having a bad cup of coffee and then branding all coffee as bad. Obviously, I can't help Group 4, no one can. For Groups 1 and 2, definitely check out the Realistic Trader community, it's full of other positive, like-minded traders like yourself. And for you lovely Group 3s, let's now dive into trading a bit more to demystify everything so you can make up your own informed opinion if it's the right fit for you. Because trading is great, but it certainly isn't for everyone. First of all, what exactly is trading? There are basically 2 tiers. The first tier is in essence old-fashioned bartering. You exchange something for something else, so it's a marketplace for buyers and sellers. Whether it's a person, company or government buying gold from a seller, or a farmer buying wheat for his or her livestock, or a person lying in bed on their phone buying the stock of their favourite company, Tesla. This first tier is the real economy. It's what greases the global machine. The second tier is where it all gets a bit confusing. This is what I call a synthetic layer. I hate using this terminology, but it's basically people placing bets on what is happening or may happen in Tier 1. Basically, in order for us mere mortals to play on the markets, there are some fancy financial tools which make things nice and easy. For example, if you wanted to buy some uranium, you really don't want to go to the African mines and fly home with a kilogram. Instead, you can buy or sell a digital version of it. Now, there are lots of types of trading in this second tier, but the way I personally trade is great as it's 100% tax-free, which is only unique to the UK. You can profit when things go up, down and sideways, and it has 0 effect in the real world. So even if I bet that a company will crash and go bust, and it turns out to be a profitable trade, the money I win doesn't come from the staff or shareholders or pension fund of that company. It simply comes from other traders who bet that the company would go up. It's basically a zero-sum game. If I lose money, that money effectively goes to other traders out there. It's just a fun game at the end of the day, but a game that can positively change your life if you treat it properly and not like a casino. I guess it's very similar to a casino. Most people lose at casino. Most people think that it's impossible to make consistent money from a casino. Yet, there are professional poker players who make money year in, year out. You may say that they're gambling, but in reality, they're just playing with odds and probabilities. And if you do it right, you can earn an income. See, that's the difference between gambling and trading. Gamblers rely on gut feelings and hope, but traders rely on mathematically proven systems and only take low risk, high probability outcome trades. But trading can sometimes be a bit of a time vampire. And who wants to chain yourself to another desk and become a screen slave?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So I personally take things one extra level. 99% of my trading these days is actually done by my trading robot. It finds these low risk, high probability setups, places the trades and exits them completely autonomously. And courteously texts me every time it does. Cool, hey? Well, it's taken 15 hard years to get to this stage. So if you're somewhat intrigued to find out more about trading and you're deadly serious about improving your own financial situation, I've got some treats for you. All it's going to take is just over an hour of your time, and after that you'll know exactly if this is for you or not. And if not, that's great, you'll at least be informed and be resilient to losing money on the markets in the future, or any scams. So here are the treats. 1. I've put together a way more detailed explanation about trading in a video that's just under an hour. This will be illuminating for you. 2. In 2014 I wrote a tiny book called The 15 Grand Pop-Tart. Yes, I once lost over 15 grand from placing a trade and then neglecting it because I wanted a Pop-Tart. So this inspired me to write a little booklet of every rookie error you will 100% make on the market. So hopefully this will veer you away from some of those pitfalls. To get these, just pop your details below and you'll instantly be taken to the video, and you'll get an email with the PDF of this book as well as a link for that video for safekeeping. Sounds like a plan? Sweet, see you on the other side. Toodles.